Good, happy Tuesday morning, April 14, 2020. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Tuesday morning, so let's begin. First up, New Hampshire health officials announced 35 new positive COVID-19 test results. Over 1,000 cases total. New demographic data provided. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Beltate's building supply has been classified an essential business, and we take this responsibility very seriously. Now you have the option to place your orders via phone or email to orders@beltates.com for free delivery or curbside pickup. Stay safe because you matter to us.
Numbers released from the Department of Health and Human Services show how these cases are divided. First, between males and females.
Right now, women make up the majority of cases. There are 549 confirmed female patients in the state, or 54%, and 471 male patients, or 46%. And now we're seeing how the cases break down in age groups. The smallest group is children up to 9 years old. There are 5 cases in this age group in the state, about 1%. Ages 10 through 19 have 17 cases, or 2%. Then the numbers get bigger. Patients 20 to 29 years old have 143 cases, or 14%. 30 to 39, 153 cases, or 15%. And 40 to 49, 160 cases, or 16%. The age bracket with the most patients, 50 to 59 years old, 220 patients, or 22%. Then a drop-off. 60 to 69-year-olds make up 160 cases, 16%. 70 to 79-year-olds have 83 cases at 8%. And there are 78 patients over the age of 80, or 8%. About 1/3 traced to community transmission, nearly 1/5 associated with a cluster in a facility or workplace.
And still, one of the most concerning statistics, 311 cases, or 30% of all cases in the state, are among healthcare workers. Jean Mackin, WMUR, News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Now let's take a look at your coronavirus disease, COVID-19 in New Hampshire, what you need to know. Let's take a look. And here is a look at that COVID-19 in New Hampshire. There are 1,020 number of people in New Hampshire who have tested positive for COVID-19. There are 377 number of people in the United States who have tested positive. 23 number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire. 152 number of people who have been hospitalized with COVID-19 in New Hampshire. And 23,610 number of deaths from COVID-19 in the United States. This map of New Hampshire shows where cases are in New Hampshire in the towns and cities. In Nashua, there are 89 cases of COVID-19. And this graph here shows new cases each day in New Hampshire. In the purple, daily new positive COVID-19 cases. In the orange, new hospitalizations. And in the red are the deaths. Your common symptoms: fever, cough, and difficult breathing. How it spreads, and prevention tips. Be sure to Stay with the Riley King Network for the latest of your COVID-19 information. New Hampshire utility companies prepared for downed wires and power outages. Strong wind gusts during Storm Monday. Let's take a listen to that video.
Why choose Century Roofing? You've met my team, the best in the business. Is a lifetime warranty good enough for you? And payment options. Financing is available, and we accept all credit cards.
This was the scene at Windham Industrial Repair Monday afternoon. First responders were called to the Rockingham Road location after strong winds peeled back a section of the business's metal roof, pushing it into nearby power lines. No one was hurt.
I'm just securing it down so it won't blow over, and hopefully we'll get the power back on.
Wind like this ever done this to you before?
No. First time.
Heavy wind gusts caused some trees to topple around the state. Utility companies are doing what they can to minimize the impact of outages, especially now that so many people are working and learning from home.
We had reached out to third-party contractors in the area and just had them permanently as part of our resources. So what that means is we effectively doubled our crew complement.
And tree companies like Accurate Tree Service in Hooksett are preparing for what they expect will be a busy morning.
We've actually had quite a few come in already. Sure, yeah, some trees have actually broken right in half. We're starting our day off tomorrow by pulling a treetop out of somebody's garage roof.
Melting snow and heavy rain has state emergency officials watching local rivers.
The usual suspect places, Route 175, may see some water come across it. The Saco may rise to go into Transvail Acres. So those are the normal things that people who live in those areas should be aware of.
And now state officials say some New Hampshire cities may also run into urban flooding, so something to keep in mind if you happen to head out tomorrow morning. We're live here in Manchester. I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Family of Manchester COVID-19 victim Winston Shaw remembers loving father. Longtime Manchester resident. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Beltate's Building Supply has been classified an essential business, and we take this responsibility very seriously. Now you have the option to place your orders via phone or email to orders@beltates.com for free delivery or curbside pickup. Stay safe because you matter to us.
May 3rd, 2008, the Miss New Hampshire Scholarship Program. That night belonged to a singer from Manchester, Natalie Shaw. It was no surprise to her father, Winston Shaw, who just knew she would win.
I just remember him telling me, this is your year. It has to be your year. This can be no one else now. And he just really believed in me.
Born in Jamaica, Winston Shaw lived most of his life in New Hampshire. He was an architectural draftsman, and after retirement, he worked for his church and as a greeter at Fanuff Funeral Homes. He had 6 sisters and then 4 daughters.
Your dad was literally the ladies' man of the family.
Oh, yeah. My parents, actually, they put in a bathroom in our basement so that my dad could have, a separate area to get ready because he was just surrounded by women, and it was hard.
Natalie says her dad did have some underlying health issues, like diabetes. She says her family doesn't know where he got the virus, but he started to feel ill on a Saturday. 3 days later, after falling at home, he was sent to CMC and diagnosed positive for COVID-19. That was the last day he was able to speak. 9 days later, on full respiratory support, the hospital called his wife, Yvonne.
And then the next call was that my dad was dying and that they were going to allow my mom to say her final words to him, and she said goodbye to him, and he died over the phone on April 2nd. I miss my dad so much. I was very close to my dad. I can't imagine why you wouldn't listen to what the professionals are telling you to do to protect yourself and to protect other people, and to maybe not lose your life or someone dear to you.
An emotional plea from Natalie in hopes of sparing someone else from the pain her family is going through now. Jamie Staten, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Democrat lawmakers sue to block Republican Sununu from spending COVID-19 funds without their approval. Legislature says Sununu overstepping constitutional authority. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Why choose Century Roofing? You've met my team, the best in the business. Is a lifetime warranty good enough for you? And payment options, financing is available, and we accept all credit cards.
A dispute over control of federal coronavirus relief funds is now heading to the courts. State House Democrats are suing Governor Chris Sununu. They contend he must run spending of the $1.25 billion coming from Washington to aid granted staters in this pandemic through their Legislative Fiscal Committee.
Our Constitution makes clear that the legislature has a role in determining how money is spent, particularly money that's outside of our normal budgetary and appropriation process.
Both parties point to different state laws to back up their positions. The governor has created a bipartisan legislative advisory board in his Office of Relief and Recovery, providing a level of oversight for the spending, and Democrats are participating while the court battle plays out. Governor Sununu is worried the case could delay funds making it to the people and says Sunday's big PPE delivery is a prime example of the state needing to move quickly in this crisis.
That PPE that came in yesterday, the fact that if an opportunity comes to get PPE, to write a $2 million check, to bring masks or gloves or whatever it might be in, that's a very powerful tool that we have and we're able to access now. To slow opportunities like that down could be devastating to this whole process.
Democrats believe any delays are unlikely. They expect an expedited decision from Hillsborough County Superior Court, where they brought their suit, and say funding won't arrive until later this month. The governor's office says that money is expected sometime on or after April 24th. And the governor's Legislative Advisory Board met today and is expected to meet twice again this week. So far, no signs of the disagreement or discord that will now play out in court. Reporting live in Concord, Adam Sexton, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Sununu parts ways with Trump over who makes decision to reopen state economies. Sorry about that, everyone. Trump says when somebody is the President of the United States, the authority is total. Governor Chris Sununu, who has supported President Donald Trump on a variety of issues over the past 3 years, parted ways with him on Monday on the question of who has the authority to reopen the economies of the individual states. Local restaurants, food services add groceries to takeout menus. Change comes aimed COVID-19 pandemic. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Why choose Century Roofing? You've met my team, the best in the business. Is a lifetime warranty good enough for you? And payment options, financing is available, and we accept all credit cards.
Century Roofing, we got you covered.
Like other restaurants staying open in this pandemic, Panera Bread has switched to takeout, pickup, and delivery. And since Friday, Panera Grocery has been added to the online options. A corporate spokesperson says customers everywhere are struggling to find essential items and are generally looking to limit the amount of stops they make.
If, you're looking for like that one avocado or a tomato for dinner, we're also offering our fresh baked bread. We're selling gallons of milk, bagels.
The Roundabout Diner in Portsmouth adding the Roundabout Pantry to the online menu, necessities allowing loyal customers another way to support local business. It's not just some restaurants trying a little grocery business. We've heard about some bakeries, even some wholesale food suppliers.
They pull into our facility in Somersworth and just provide an order number and name, and we load it in their trunk, and off they go.
Favorite Foods primarily supplies independent restaurants in northern New England. 3 weeks ago, opening up to the public, too.
Initially with items that were difficult to get to get a hold of at the grocery stores, and it has since morphed into a list of 150 items that we're offering to the public on a daily basis.
From cleaning to assorted baking needs and condiments to freshly cut meats, another win-win.
It's probably kept 5 additional people on, so that's a great thing. Trying to help out internally as well as externally.
A business model that might not end when the pandemic finally does. In Portsmouth, Jennifer Crompton, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Dow features a jump of 300 points ahead of earnings season. Stock features rose in early morning trade Tuesday as earnings season is set to begin under the economy threat of the coronavirus pandemic. Trump retweets attack on Fauci with hashtag Fire Fauci. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Tonight, amid all of this, the president said just a short time ago that he was thinking about the families in the tornado zone, but he then went on to defend his decision-making in this pandemic, his administration's reaction to the virus. And Dr. Anthony Fauci at the podium moments ago as well, explaining an answer to a question that he gave yesterday, saying that earlier mitigation would have saved lives, addressing that answer again a short time ago with the president standing right beside him. Here's ABC's Terry Moran.
It was an ominous sign. President Trump retweeting last night an attack on Dr. Anthony Fauci. The original tweet including the hashtag time to fire Fauci. This on the same day Fauci declared in an interview on CNN that the administration's reluctance to call for shutdowns and strong social distancing measures sooner has cost more American lives in the pandemic.
Obviously, you could logically say that if you had a process that was ongoing and you started mitigation earlier, you could have saved lives. Obviously, no one is going to deny that, but there was a lot of pushback about shutting things down back then.
And here's what Fauci said just moments ago.
I was asked a hypothetical question, and hypothetical questions sometimes can get you into some difficulty. The nature of the hypothetical question was if, in fact, we had mitigated earlier, could lives have been saved? And the answer to my question was, as I always do, and I'm doing right now, perfectly honestly, say, yes. I mean, obviously.
But Fauci went on to say that when he and Dr. Deborah Birx went to the president with their recommendations, Trump listened.
The first and only time that Dr. Birx and I went in and formally made a recommendation to the president listened to the recommendation and went to the mitigation. The next second time that I went with Dr. Birx into the president and said, 15 days are not enough. We need to go 30 days.
Dr. Fauci just a short time ago. Terry Moran with us tonight. We know the president then speaking right after Dr. Fauci, essentially defending his decision-making amid reporting from the New York Times and other outlets of early warning signs potentially missed, internal emails, notes that ended up in the presidential daily brief, warning of what this virus could turn into. And Terry, he even had a video produced showing what he says he has done during this pandemic.
He sure did, David. It was a remarkable moment showing how these briefings have been transformed into almost mini Trump rallies, a slickly produced campaign-style video trying to counter the argument and the assessment now shared by a majority of Americans. Polls showed that the president was late, that he operated slowly, that a lot of his happy talk and downplaying of the virus cost lives. That is essentially what Dr. Fauci had claimed on CNN. But as for Fauci, the president made clear, he said, I'm not going to fire him. He's a wonderful guy. He did add, however, that everything he'd done is right. David?
Terry Moran with us tonight. Terry, thank you.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.